Hey everyone, today we're going to do a puzzle together. Isn't that exciting? It's very important to have the correct setup. So as you can see, I've got some Uno cards, regular cards, a box of donuts. There's one in there, perfect. A money tree and the puzzle. Now for those of you who are thinking, don't you have a puzzle table? Yes, I have two. One of them is currently being used. I don't know when I'm going to work on this puzzle. It's kind of hard. It's owl shaped and it's also wooden pieces, as you can see. So it's kind of difficult to do. So I have not been working on that one so much. So I chose this Charles Wysocki puzzle. It's called, I don't know what it's called. Fully interlocking puzzle pieces? That's not right. I haven't opened the box yet, full disclosure, so hopefully there are puzzle pieces in here. I did get this from the thrift store. If you haven't seen that video yet, I'll link it above. Oh, they put tape on it, so it's a little harder to get open. Okay. Let's see if opening one suffices. Oh no, okay, hold on. We gotta have a discussion, us puzzlers. When you give a puzzle to somebody else, do you leave large chunks or do you crumple it up so the next puzzler has a chance? I'm not even gonna look at that. I'm just gonna crumple it up. I see another big one. Oh no, I'm like, come on now, come on. I could do this puzzle in 2 minutes. Stop it. PSA. So when you get a new puzzle, you don't really have to deal with this that much. But if you get a thrifted puzzle or somebody gifts it to you, this is something pretty common I've noticed is, they leave big chunks. To be fair, sometimes it is hard to get pieces apart and you don't want to ruin a piece. Like sometimes if you're aggressive at taking them apart, it can rip a little bit depending on the quality of the puzzle. So I understand, but this one comes apart pretty easily. So there's no excuse for the past owner on this one. Now that it's all singular pieces for the most part, what I like to do is dump it out on the table. And I've seen different people, they don't like the dust. If you just saw some dust come out, they use a strainer. I am not that picky, so I'm not gonna do that. This did not come with a flyer or anything, at least this rendition of it. The next thing I like to do before I get settled into a puzzle is to either turn on some music or a TV show or something to fill the air, I guess. Okay, so we have a gigantic TV for reasons unknown, really. We did it for gaming, but I think I'm the only one who uses the TV, so sometimes what I like to do is just go to YouTube. Oh, no, YouTube. I promise I know how to use this. So sometimes I just put on some nice jazz and then I get started. And how I like to get started is I do two things at once. So I take the end pieces like this and I put them aside, and also I flip over pieces. So, as I'm flipping over, I might find some edge pieces and I just put those aside. So it should look something like this, where you have a bunch of pieces and then the flats over here, the border. Usually if I'm working with somebody else, I give them the courtesy of working on the border, and then I pick the most obvious color next. So that's how I get started. This is some of that dust residue that some people do like to get rid of before they puzzle. I don't always find all the border pieces on the first pass, so it looks like we've got a couple more to find. I found all the border pieces, but I did start working on the barn and the little coffee shop sign before I finished it. One thing to note, if a puzzle piece is on the ground, You better get it before Casper does. No. So as you can see, this sometimes takes multiple days. I never try and rush it. So right now we've pretty much got the hard stuff left, like the blues and the greens. There are no more donuts left, and there are some empty packages. So that's where we're at in the puzzle process.
I have been recruited. Oh my god, you did the horse and the dog. You told me you only did one.
I did, and I wasn't honest. I thought I did just the dog, which I know our rule is you do all the dogs in the puzzles, but this is what happens when you're recruited late in the process.
Okay, there's one more part of the horse I can do. The horse is not complete. What's all the dust?
That's so funny. I did talk about that earlier.
Is this puzzle that old?
No. It happens with new puzzles too.
I've never seen this before.
Sorry, Drew. I found the last horse piece. I'm at the part of the puzzle where it's just a guessing game between greens and the blue sky. So we're just kind of doing some trial and error. I do have a couple trees left to do, so that might be a little bit of a help. Right about now, I'm wishing I didn't tear apart this puzzle that was already together when I opened the box, because this is hard. Just a couple more pieces. Well, that concludes our thrifted Charles Wysocki puzzle. I finally finished. Everybody's asleep, so I'm trying to be a little quiet. Casper's up though. If you guys like videos like this, please like and subscribe so I know to make more videos in this style. And there's one last thing we always test with a puzzle, and it's the will it hold test, and I'm already testing it. Scary. Okay, looks like it held up. This thrifted puzzle was a success. All the pieces were there. It seemed to hold up. Like I said, there is some dust. I did talk about that earlier, but other than that, it's a good puzzle. I did not like the sky. It was really hard to do the branches, but I finally finished. Again, I'm trying to be quiet. Everyone's asleep. So hopefully I didn't wake anybody up, but we're finally done. All right, thanks guys.